This is Of Mice and Men plot summary in about 5 minutes. Now before I start, it's really important I point out the best way to use this video. The purpose of the video is to give you a quick reminder of where key events occur in the book, what those main events are, what order they occur in, and what chapter they happen in. This is not a substitute for reading and rereading the book. The people who do best in the exam are the people who've read it plenty of times. However, in the exam you're under time pressure, so what you need to be able to do is think, I want to write about that bit, where is that bit, find it quickly, quote it. And watching this a couple of times will really help you with that. Okay, let's start at the beginning then. Chapter 1, we're by a pool and we meet George and Lenny. And George and Lenny are walking to a ranch to try and find work. They've been dropped off their bus early and they end up sat by a pool. Here we go. Hi, I'm George, I'm Lenny. Hi Lenny, I'm George. Okay, so here they are, they're sat by the pool and they stop to have a bit of a drink. George then catches Lenny petting a dead mouse. I love my dead mouse, it's so soft. Oh Lenny, that dead mouse is dirty, you gotta throw that away. So George takes his dead mouse and he throws it away. George then starts complaining about his life with Lenny, saying how much easier it would be if Lenny wasn't around, and he also hints at various troubles they've had in the past. Oh Lenny, I hate my life with you. If it weren't for you, I could spend my time with my money in brothels and I'd always have a job. I'm sorry, George. Goes on a bit like that. Then finally, George calms down and he tells Lenny about their shared dream of having a ranch together. We'll have a ranch one day, Lenny, and you can tend the rabbits. I can tend the rabbits, George. At which point they go to sleep. End of chapter 1. Chapter 2, they arrive at the ranch. George does the talking. Don't you say a word, Lenny. I don't want to hear no word out of your mouth. Okay, George. Obviously he does this because Lenny can't be trusted to say the right thing. So, they're both hired at the ranch, and they meet Candy, who's the old dude with the dog, and Curly, who's the boss's evil son, who has the Vaseline glove creepy thing. They go to the bunkhouse where they can sleep, and there they meet Curly's wife, who flirts with them. Hi, boys. I'm a sexy lady. Do you like me? Lenny obviously thinks she's pretty. She's mighty pretty, George. George says to Lenny, back up her, Lenny. We meet Curly's wife. The other workers then return from their work, including Slim, who comments on how rare it is to see such a close friendship between the two, and Carlson, who suggests that Slim should give Candy a puppy so that they can shoot Candy's old smelly dog. Okay, moving on to chapter 3. Next day, George tells Slim about Lenny getting them into trouble in their last job by touching a woman's dress and being accused of rape. Huge foreshadowing here. George is being very honest, Slim is very understanding. Slim agrees to give Lenny a puppy from a batch of puppies his dog's just had. And then finally, Slim and Carlson essentially gang up on Candy and persuade them to let him kill the old smelly dog. And at the end of the chapter, Carlson leads it away. Candy lies down his bunk facing the wall as we hear the gunshot. Dead dog. End of chapter 3. Chapter 4. Slim goes to the barn and Curly follows. He's off looking for his wife, and Curly's clearly looking for trouble. Meanwhile, back in the bunkhouse, Candy agrees to give George and Lenny his entire life savings so that the three of them can buy a ranch together and live there. The three of them agree to the plan and agree not to tell anyone about it. Then Slim returns to the bunkhouse and he berates Curly for his suspicions. So he's saying, Curly, leave it alone, your wife's a slut, there's nothing I can do about it. Curly then attacks Lenny because Lenny is an easy target. But Lenny is obviously also extremely strong, and with George's permission he then crushes Curly's hand. Chapter 5. Most of the men in the evening have gone out to a brothel, and Lenny stops to speak to Crooks, who is the black stable hand. Crooks is initially very unfriendly and eventually two of them get talking. Curly's wife arrives again and is more flirtatious than ever and refuses to leave until the other men return from the brothel. The next day, Lenny accidentally kills his puppy in the barn. I'm so sad, George, my poor puppy's dead. Curly's wife comes and finds him. That's not her, this is her. Curly's wife comes and finds him. Oh, Lenny, you killed that dog. You're such a sweet old man. My life with Curly sucks. I hate him. He's a boring man. Oh, Curly's wife, I love your nice soft hair. Can I stroke it? Okay, Lenny, you can stroke my hair, sure. Oh, I love to stroke your hair. Let me go, Lenny. Oh, but I love. Let me go. Oh, yeah. And Lenny accidentally kills Curly's wife. Big trouble now. So, final chapter of the book, chapter 6. Lenny runs away to the pool where we met him and George in the opening of the book and where he's been told to wait if he ever gets into trouble. George then joins him, knowing full well that the ranch workers have organised a lynch mob who are now after Lenny's blood. They stop by the pool and they talk, and George comforts Lenny. He's not angry with him, which Lenny's surprised about. He comforts him, and he says the story of their ranch. "Oh, Lenny, we're going to have a ranch and you can tend the rabbits." "Oh, George, can I tend the rabbits?" "Yeah, Lenny, you can tend the rabbits." Bang! And shoots him in the back of the head. At which point the lynch mob then arrive, and Slim leads George away consolingly, knowing that he's killed his friend out of mercy to save him from the others. So, that is the key events of Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men, in order with some very silly voices. Don't forget, it is not enough just to watch this video. This is a quick reminder to help you navigate the text. There is no substitute for reading and rereading the text. Also keep an eye out for our other videos covering the exam technique, what you have to include in your answers, and more detailed breakdowns of different characters and themes and ideas. Thank you for watching.